Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I am Alicia of Slaylisha Beauty and thank you for joining our channel today for a new video I'm going to try out today. So if you follow me on Instagram, which you should, I had posted what I wanted my original idea to be was to do a new makeup haul. So as you guys know, it's summertime. A lot of makeup brands are dropping their new products and I was lucky enough to grab quite a few of them. So I was originally gonna do a new makeup haul, but I decided to do something a little different and I came up with the idea to try a get to know me series. A lot of you guys are new here and may not know who exactly you are watching. I did do a small get to know me on Instagram, but I just want to make sure I bring it to my other platform, which is you guys here of YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and answer some of these questions you guys left on my Instagram when I posted this poll. While I'm doing so, I'm going to also test out some new products that I picked up. I'll make sure, of course, to have everything listed in the description box if I don't show them or if I don't necessarily state what color or shade or whatever I'm using. Without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. Okay, so my brows are done. I have not done anything new as of late with my brows. The technique is still the same. I may switch up brow products. I do have a brow video posted to my channel, so after you're done watching this one, make sure to go ahead and check that out. If you're curious what I'm using today, I did use the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, and this is in shade 4.5, and I just went in with my concealer. This is by McGrath, and I just went ahead and cleaned it up. Just so you guys know, we'll go ahead and skip on to that. So I'm going to take some more of that concealer and go ahead and start prepping my eyes, and then I'll just go ahead and jump into this questionnaire. These questions are interesting, to say the least. I'm always interested in the questions people ask when I say, oh, get to know me. I watched some of them in preparation for this video, and I don't know, these videos are kind of all over the place. It's what you ask, so I'm gonna just answer them. But I'm gonna just go ahead and start with prepping my eyelids before we go into all the rest of my makeup look. Okay, so one of the first questions I received was, have I ever been fired from a job? Absolutely not. I don't think I've ever put myself in a position to be fired from a job. Now, have I quit a job? Now, I know the boomers and the generation before us will look down on our younger generation for leaving a job. But let me tell y'all, if a job has you messed up, I just don't feel like we need to just keep pursuing this cycle of being loyal to people who aren't loyal to you. That's just my perspective on that. I have definitely quit quite a few jobs. And then also, you guys might have, I don't know, read this on Twitter or Facebook or whatever. Let me just tell you, it is true. It's no reason to wait all year for a little 2%, 2.5% raise when you can go get another job and get a 15% raise. When I started working 10 years ago, I think I was working for like $10. I stayed there for 2 years, I quit my job, got another job, and I started making $14. I think I stayed only a year there. Started my other job, and then I started making $20. So I'm gonna just, let y'all do the math, but I'm just saying, I could have stayed in my original job and got my little $1.50. It's not even 50 cents. Let's be real. Like, these jobs are giving us quarters and pizza parties and just, calling it a day, and I'm not here for it. So just letting y'all know, that's my one little piece of financial advice for today. But it is a recession outside, so be wise. That's all I'm saying. So one of the first new products I picked up was this new eyeshadow palette, and this is from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their Nouveau Palette. As you can see, it's still in the box. I have not opened it. I wanted to make sure this this new product thing, I want to do it together. So I have not opened any of these products, okay? These are real reviews, real first impressions. I always love ABH packaging. It's the eyeshadow that I am concerned about because some of their palettes, Fallout City, okay? That's all I'm saying for now. Obviously, already like the packaging, very, very cute. Let's see the color palette. Also gorgeous. I can't remember what drew me to this palette. I think I like it because it has like no clear, like, you know, a lot of the palettes today have a theme. You know, they have purples or blues or greens or whatever. This is like all over the place. This is giving me like, I don't know, fairy wilderness vibes, like really like Fern Gully feels. I think we should do a reverse cat eye. We're gonna go with the matte shades on top. Maybe we'll take some of these neutral colors and then this Wisteria lilac shade on the top. And then once I do the rest of my face, we're gonna do a reverse cat eye. Oh, I think that'd be cute. It'd be like some cute fairy goodness. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So we're gonna start with these base colors. I'm gonna put those on my transition, and then I'm gonna use a Wisteria on my base, and then we're gonna finish out with this palette after we're done with the base. Okay, so we already have some creasing. We don't want that before we put our makeup on, because obviously if your concealer is creasing, your eyeshadow is gonna crease. So I'm gonna set this a little bit. I'm just gonna take my usual Urban Decay all-nighter. I'm just gonna set it just a little bit. If you live in a humid area, it's very important to just set everything. Obviously, I came from California and we don't have humidity like it is in the South. And like, why would my eyelids be sweaty? I've never experienced that in my life until I came out here. So yeah, just make sure to set everything. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a really fluffy brush and I'm gonna start with those two lighter shades, and then I'm gonna put the purple shade on my lid. While I'm doing that, I'm just going to go ahead and start with the next question. Oh my goodness. Oh, why is that like white on my skin? Oh my goodness. Okay. Was not expecting it to be that light. Okay, we'll roll with it for now. And let me just see what happens when I add the next shade. Okay, so the next question was, what did I dream about last night? First of all, the real question is, do I sleep? And that answer is really technically no. As you guys know, if you've been following long enough, I just had a kid. Not just, but my youngest is a year old, and I was trying to do my best to get him to learn to sleep by himself. Absolutely not happening. I for sure have not been sleeping. I can't remember the last thing I dreamed. I think the last time that I was able to dream was on my last vacation in Jamaica. So that sounds like a nice idea. Maybe I should just go ahead and book me another vacation so I can dream, so I can sleep well. This next question, I would just bet money, was asked by a gentleman, because it doesn't even ask. It says, stop leaving me on red. Let's back it up here. Let's reverse. And let's ask the real question of, did you get yourself put on red? I asked that because a lot of people, you know, especially those of the male variety, you guys talk really short. Like, you guys talk in short, tiny parables. What am I supposed to respond to that? So again, my question is, did you get yourself put on red? Because if you're saying stuff like LOL, okay, what do you want me to do with that? What exactly do you want? How should I respond? And then it's like, I can keep trying to generate conversation with you, but at the end of the day, if, you know, you're not even generating conversation, like, I can't do this. I can talk to myself all day. You know, when you're recording a YouTube video, this is me talking to myself. So it's like, yeah. This purple came out really cute. Oh my goodness. I don't even know if the reverse cat eye is even going to be a thing anymore, because this purple has stolen the show. I'm truly in love with it. Okay, so let's scrap the cat eye idea. I think we're just gonna go ahead and play up on this purple. When I seen it in the store, I think I swatched this color and it came out really sheer on the back of my hand, but this is gorgeous. I will say there's a lot of fallout on the actual palette, but not too much on my face, so I can live with that. I just want to make her the star of the show. This is called Wisteria. I wanted to add some greens to this. I don't think I've ever done purples and greens, but no time like the present. Okay, so I think I'm gonna leave this portion of the face alone just for a second. I'm gonna just carry on to some other portions of the face, and while I think about what else to do with this, because I think I still want to add the green. I'm just not sure how I want to do it. Yeah, I'm not sure how I want to execute it, so we'll just move on. I didn't find any new foundations, so I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I will come back and we'll continue to the other products. So we have our foundation down, and I went ahead and threw on a little gloss because my lips was dry. So I'm gonna go in with these new concealers that I bought. These are from Huda Beauty. So I went ahead and was like, we're gonna go ahead and try concealer. So this is the foundation I'm actually wearing. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundation. Okay, so I purchased these concealers online on Sephora.com, and then I actually went ahead and picked them up in store. When I picked them up in store, I went ahead and swatched some of them, as I should have in the beginning, but I ended up switching my concealer shade. So the concealer that I purchased is the Toasted Almond 5.3G. I am hoping and praying. I don't know. They looked, I don't know. They were oxidizing as I was like walking around the store, and I was like, oh, that's why I went ahead and went back and exchanged for this one. So let's see if it works. And this is their new Faux Filter Luminous Matte Liquid Concealer. It says 14 hours of wear, so we will be the judge of that. I was a big fan of the Faux Filter foundation. As you can see, I did have those two, well, let me not say that. They were small, little, tiny, minuscule pimples, but of course I had to touch them, and so that's why I got that big old beauty mark. It's fading away, but it's still obviously loud and proud on my face. But as you can see, it is pretty much almost disappeared. And that was just with one layer of foundation. Let's hope this concealer gives us the same energy. Let's see. So the next thing someone had asked was, what is my favorite movie or TV series? So y'all should already know by the hype that I gave y'all from my video in the beginning of June. P-Valley, #1. Okay, I'm not mad at this foundation shade. It was looking a little bit too red in store. I do see undertones of pink, might be able to work. But P-Valley for sure, one of my favorite TV series of the moment. Also, I'm very much into like superhero action movies. I am a huge Marvel fan, okay? So anything that even somewhat resembles that, anime, adult animation, anything like that, I'm for it. Umbrella Academy would be my next one that I would obviously recommend. And then Stranger Things. I started watching Stranger Things, and then my daughter started using my Netflix account, and then she mixed up my series. So I haven't even finished the latest season. I got like halfway through the first volume, and then they just dropped the second volume, so I'm like way behind. So eventually I'm going to go ahead and finish that out. But that's what I got so far. That will be my top. Oh my gosh, how could I forget The Boys? Y'all, The Boys on Amazon Prime. It's so much gore and like overly sex, but for whatever reason I cannot let go of it. I'm like hooked to it. But I think those are my tops from all of the streaming services. Oh my goodness, did y'all see that in real life? That was just me talking, and it just blended in like it was nothing. Oh my goodness. I kind of knew I was gonna be impressed with this, because I was like, if you made that great of a foundation, like why wouldn't the concealer be just as great? Oh, I like this. I do. It's creamy enough that literally I can move it around. As you guys see, I placed it here on my chin, but it's still creamy enough to be blendable. And I just moved it up to the top of my chin, but it blended under my eye like it was nothing. And I do appreciate that, because although I like to have my concealer sit for a little bit before I blend it out, so you can get that full coverage. You know, some of them you have to like, you're on the clock. Like as soon as you put on the face, you gotta move, gotta go, because they will dry up on you and then they just won't move. But I'm appreciating that it's working its way perfectly. Like I also have been really considering getting back into taking clients. I don't know. Inflation has hit us in all different areas, and that is including makeup. And I know if I get back into it that I'm going to have to invest some serious dollars. So I have been cautiously thinking about it. I think I've done maybe 1 or 2 friends, and I still feel the love, but at the same time, I think I rather much prefer teaching, you know? It's not that I don't like doing makeup, but sometimes doing makeup on strangers, other people, just, random clientele, it can be stressful. So that was actually one of the questions that I had received, is would I think I would go back to doing clients, or why did I stop rather? And let me tell y'all, I had this client, I don't even want to say the client from hell, but I mean, like, first of all, I used to travel, okay? That was where I messed up first. But obviously I did not have a studio when I started doing this, so I would pack up my stuff and travel to y'all. And #1, them travel bags are heavy, okay? For me to be able to do makeup, I have to obviously have enough supplies and equipment to cater to everybody, right? So no matter if you are, you know, all the way from alabaster to like cocoa, coffee, brown, I obviously have to have products to cater for everybody. So it's harder for me to gauge your skin tone through just social media, right? So a lot of people booked when I had the booking site, obviously, and I would be able to like kind of insta stalk them just a little bit. I could almost gauge like their skin tone, but you know, obviously it's hard to do a color match again through photo. There's filters, there's editing, there's lighting. So I have to at least carry about, I always try to do about 4 to 5 shades. So, you know, on the lightest scale to the darkest scale, I can, even if I had to mix and color match, you know, like do some arts and crafts to get your shade, I'm going to get it. So that was one thing. I did not like traveling because I had to carry that heavy bag. And then it was like this one client. First of all, I was traveling to you and she was still 45 minutes late. I don't understand how I'm coming to you and you're late to your own house. That was strike 1, right? Then strike 2, I don't like when people hover over me when I'm doing makeup. Like if you are getting your makeup done and your mother's behind me giving critique, you know, I try my best to keep, you know, like I'm getting irritated just thinking about it. But I mean, she was just behind me. Are you gonna blend that out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this? And I was like, 2 seconds from, lady, do you wanna do it? I will step back and let you do it. I promise you, I will leave and let you do it. But every 2 seconds she was, are you gonna blend that out? What are you doing? What is this? And I was just like, absolutely not. That was strike 2, right? Strike 3. So I obviously took the time to make a booking site and detail everything that comes with each level of service. You guys, and I say a general population, okay? You guys will book for a nude, naked, no eyeshadow, like base only type of routine. So I'll bring just the basics, and then I get there and then clients will be like, well, since you're here, can I get, you know, a glitter supreme special? And I'd be like, you know what? I'm already here, let's do it, right? Except you guys want the glitter supreme special for the same price as the base makeup. And I'm like, my dear, no, that's not how that works. I'm so sorry. Obviously, I'm using way more products. I need y'all to know that's not the same thing, okay? If you want something like this, I'm gonna have to bring those products. And in order for me to bring those products, I have to purchase those products. And then I have to purchase the things that go with it. I have to put the concealer on your eyelids, but obviously you don't want a concealer that's too light or too dark and doesn't make your eyeshadow pop. I have to bring the right setting powders. I have to bring the glitter, okay? Glitter might be little to y'all, but glitter is expensive, okay? I have to bring the brushes. I have to bring the tools. I have to do this and this and this and that. So that was strike 3. I was like, you absolutely cannot have me sit here and do a whole glitter birthday glam eyelid when you book something differently, because first of all, I have a client after you, so you're 45 minutes behind, so now I'm rushing to get done. And then secondly, I didn't bring those tools because that's not what you booked. And when I said that, and mind you, I tried my best to be professional. One, mom was behind me upset, talking about this is her big day and you were booked to do this and this and that, and why weren't you prepared? And I'm like, back it up, because I was prepared for what she booked. And then she's barking at it and she's like, you do this. And then I even though I could have booked somebody else, you should have, okay? And then it was like, at this point, I'm like, you want your face done or not? That was, okay, so long story short, that was it for me. I didn't even detail to you guys that I was like, I think maybe 8 months pregnant. So you're yelling at me and you're yelling, fussing at me. It's hot, I'm sweating, we're late. I gotta run and take this heavy bag all the way back. And I was just like, well, that'll do it. That'll do it. So yeah, that was the last time I took any clients. And here and there, obviously, if you are close to me or I know you have asked for me to do your makeup, I will more than guarantee you have my support. I will definitely come and do it. But as far as taking other clients, I was like, yeah, absolutely not. Well, thanks for listening to me ramble. That's just my tidbit on that. I am loving this concealer. I think I could have went just a shade lighter. Only thing that with this concealer, it wasn't too much, well, let me not say that. The shade range was pretty decent. However, the undertones weren't as well versed. So for this one, I believe is labeled as a golden undertone, but I usually stray for a more neutral. And I think the next shade lighter than this was a red or olive or somewhat of that nature. And I could have technically went olive, but I don't like to risk it, especially if we're paying, you know, $20+ for a concealer. I just went with what I knew, and I'm not complaining because I do actually like the brightness on this. I just wish it was just a little, just a smidge lighter. I think for a natural beat, this is like really great. And then it's, I believe, a matte. Yeah, it's a luminous matte, in which I'm definitely getting luminous and matte, so I'm not mad at that. But yeah, I think I would go, for me personally, just a smidge lighter because I like my highlight to pop. I'm gonna go ahead and use their concealer in the shade Brittle. This is 6.5G. I'm gonna use that as my contour to lay it down. Okay. Definitely like this concealer. We have some hitters. I'm really excited. I'm really happy, of course, when I buy makeup and it actually works for me, because nothing makes me sadder than spending, you know, my hard-earned money on makeup that sucks. Automatically will just put me in a bad mood. Oh my goodness. So this is 6.5G and this is not as dark as I thought it was. Let me swatch it. Let me see. Can you see that? Ooh, 6.5G is like almost my complexion. So I guess we will say that for another time. I did actually buy a bronzer, so let's try that instead. Okay, so this is the Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the Beautiful Skin Sun Kissed Glow Bronzer. That is a mouthful, but this is their new cream bronzer, and this is in the shade Tan 3. I usually would go for a medium to dark, but I think I did swatch this one in store. No, I take it back. I watched some of the reviews on YouTube, and I think that's how I ended up getting the tan, because I believe I definitely picked this up in the store order, and we're just gonna hope to God this works, huh? Okay, so I'm going to keep on track, on task, while I am again putting on the makeup. Okay, so this is the product. So I think this will work. I don't know why the description will be tan, because this is not very much tan, but so something's telling me to tread carefully with this product. It's like cream bronzer, but I don't know. So the next question I received was, how was high school for you? And what would be my high school regrets? I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I don't remember like a lot of my high school. I don't know. I think it's safe to say I won't say I felt invisible, but I definitely had a moment. So like my freshman, sophomore, junior year, nothing notable to be honest. But let me tell y'all, my junior, okay, so this is really dark. Ooh, this is really dark. I think maybe I should try to use a sponge to blend this out, because I don't know. I don't think it looks that bad on camera, but in my mirror, Lord have mercy. Maybe I just gotta keep working at it. Like it's kind of disappearing, my other chins, but I think I just laid way too much on this side. So let me go on with my beauty blender and see if that works out. Okay, so no panic, no panic. Okay, so as I was saying, I don't too much remember high school. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Freshman, sophomore, junior was a big blur for me. Like I don't have too many notable memories. I did go to almost like every prom, and I did have, you know, pretty good friends and stuff like that. But it wasn't until the summer of junior year. Let me just tell you, I was a late bloomer, okay? I mean a really late bloomer. And it's almost like one of those like old school high school movies, and it was like I blossomed, okay? Puberty hit me like a bus. And yeah, it wasn't until my senior year that I got back that I guess you can freely say I started getting attention, obviously, because it was like, oh, and I'm titties new. And I was like, they are. And I was like, are those curves? And I was like, they are. But you know, here nor there. And so after that point, then I started getting, you know, invited to do cool stuff and blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. Otherwise, I didn't too much care for high school. I was like ready to not be in it. And again, I kind of just drifted like through the rest of those years. Senior year, again, when I, you know, blossomed into the little swan that I was the year I actually started doing stuff. So like senior year, I was like in ASB, and one of my most memorable moments was being able to plan out one of our first homecomings, and that was great. Me and this other girl, Keandra, we actually planned it damn near by ourselves, and I was like really scared, really nervous because it was the first one. Our school was like in bungalows those first 3 years, and it wasn't until our senior year that our actual high school was built. So that is when we were able to do like more like high school activities, I guess you could say. And first of all, that homecoming was popping. Okay, I was really nervous. You know, you're there, I'm setting up, and like, you know, the time comes and nobody's there. Then all of a sudden, you know, 1-2 hours in, and it was packed, and I was like, oh my god, this is popping. I like threw like a party. It was like weird. In my head, like in my head movies, it was like way more drawn out, but it was popping. And then, you know, senior prom, that was like the highlight. And like I was saying, like I didn't blossom until senior year. And so like the day before prom, like that Friday, I didn't go to school or whatever because I was like getting my hair and nails and stuff done because, you know, y'all know it takes me forever to get ready. So I was like, let me just start a day ahead. My mom let me stay home, and I was actually nominated for prom court. And it was like, again, one of those things I was like, it's like weird, like when you've been invisible for 3 years and then like you go from being invisible to like being nominated to prom court. It was like, I didn't win, okay? Let's just start there. I didn't win, but it was pretty cool, and I was just like, oh. But y'all know high school it doesn't matter, because does anybody else remember that? Absolutely not. It was whatever. It ended and we were done with that. If I had any regrets, and this of course stemmed from the attention that I received, you know, really late in my career, it would have been to just have no boys. Like if I could go back and just tell my younger me, like, Alicia, you're going to be a dime, okay? Plus 99. I need you to not worry about these boys. I was like boy crazy. Long story short, y'all know I got a daughter who's 12. So if y'all do the math, like senior night of high school. Anywho, that'd have been, if I regret any, I don't say I regret it. Obviously I love my kids, I love my daughter. She's like the best person to have ever met in my life. But if I could say I regret anything, it would have just been like being too boy crazy. Like, and I had like really good grades. I was going to college. I was doing, like, I was on the road. I probably could have been a little bit more successful, I guess you could say. I still am proud of where I have come today, but obviously if I'd been a little more focused and not worried about these men's, I would have probably went a little bit further. But you know, other than that, like I can't really say too much else because I don't remember the first 3 years. It wasn't until again that last year that things started like picking up, and then yeah, that was it. You know, I actually do like this contour now that it has settled into my skin. I probably will just say to use a sponge instead of a brush because I think the brush just picks up too much product. But otherwise, also a hitter. I like it already. We're doing great. So let's go ahead and keep going. Let's answer some more questions and see what we got. Okay, so one of the next products that I picked up is the UOMA Beauty, and this is their Trippin Smooth Powder. So I believe this just released. I got this from Ulta, and this is the shade Honey. I have, I believe, the UOMA foundation, and I bought that when they first released, I don't know, I would say maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and I wasn't a fan. We're just going to say that now. Wasn't a fan of the foundation, but their other products, they have eyeshadows, they have lipsticks and stuff like that. Definitely loved. So I was like, let's see how they do with the setting powder. So we're going to go ahead and try this today. Obviously, I love the box, the packaging of the box. Y'all know I can be a sucker for packaging, but that can only take me so far. Okay, this is interesting. It's like open right here in the middle. I'm gonna assume I need to twist this. Oh, okay. It like sifts everything to the middle when you twist this. That's interesting. Okay. So I guess that's one way to not waste product, but I'm still gonna just go ahead and dump it in here because I like it using my little triangular powder puff. I mean, I get it, I do, but oh, doesn't do anything for me. So I probably should have answered this question before the high school one, but the next question, it asks what kind of kid was I growing up and what got me into makeup. So true story, I was like always obsessed with makeup. I was that little girl who always looked up to the aunties and like the wives of all of my uncles, and I'm gonna tell you, they were some baddies, okay? They were for sure some bad bitches. And they would have one auntie in particular, she was like me and she loved colorful makeup. Oh my gosh, And I used to just literally just watch her do her face. Like, there was no YouTube obviously when I was growing up, but like, she was my YouTube. I could sit there and just watch her put her makeup on and not say a sound. Okay, so first impression of this, I know that their product is supposed to cater a lot to melanin, but I don't know, it looks really yellow to me so far. Let me dust some of it off and see. Okay, so glad I didn't speak too soon. Now dusting it off, I do like it a little bit better. I didn't press too much into my skin, but that's because it was looking really yellow for a second and I was scared that I was gonna do all this and have flashback. But I mean, I think it's set really, really nice. So I'm not too mad at it. It doesn't all the way give me that flawless finish that I'm used to, like when I use my Chanel setting powder or the Huda Beauty one. But I don't know, I'm not mad at it. Let's just say that. But for it to be a smooth powder, I don't know. Sometimes though, I've noticed with powders, I have to give them like a couple of tries. Because even with like the Huda Beauty one, I thought Huda Beauty one was way too cakey. And then I had to like just figure out the formulation of how to put it on. So me just putting it on how I put on my other powders, I don't know if that was the best setting. I think maybe next time I'm gonna take a smaller powder brush similar to like my Real Techniques brush, and I think I'll actually go in, you know, little by little and press it into the skin like that, because it also didn't get into my fine lines as much as I would want. But again, first try, so we're not on a bad roll with this one. I think I just need to figure out how this goes. I've always had like a love for makeup, and again, I was that kid who used to like save up her money and I would buy like makeup from the Dollar Tree. And one moment I can always clearly remember, because my dad has like this photo and I just think it's like the funniest thing ever, is I bought this bright red lipstick. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a moment in the 90s where women were wearing like blue shades of eyeshadow with red lipstick. That was everything to me. And I wasn't allowed to put on the blue eyeshadow, but I saved up my dollar. Okay, I saved up my coins, literally saved up my coins. Like, I was finding like pennies and quarters in the laundry room and under the couch, and I went to Dollar Tree. I bought this bright red lipstick. I'm talking bright. I'm talking Fenty Stunna bright red lipstick. And I just had it all over my face. And I put that red lipstick on and you can't tell me nothing. Absolutely could not tell me nothing. And the photo, I'm gonna just say, my dad didn't do me justice in the photo. I can remember that feeling like of just wearing that makeup, and that was everything. So even from then on, in my high school year, I used to like to experiment with eyeshadows and eyeliner pencils. So that was like my classic look for a little bit. I used to have like different color waterlines and like eyeliners, and that was like my signature go-to move. And again, this wasn't until like senior year, so I don't know if I can answer like what type of kid I was, because I don't know. For whatever reason, my like childhood is a blur. I don't know if I've just gotten to that age where I can only remember distinct like moments, but that's literally like almost what it's come to. It's sad. That's what got me into makeup, honestly. It was just literally seeing women get beautiful. And it's not that my family isn't beautiful, okay? If y'all have seen my sisters, y'all need to see like the aunties, the grannies. Like, I'll just let y'all know, I come from a generation of baddies, okay? Shout out to my genetics, because literally, that's all I'm saying. That's pretty much what got me into makeup, and just, again, wanting to relive that feeling of just feeling the ultimate state of beautiful. And ever since then, I just loved it. And I wish I would have started this journey on YouTube like a decade ago. I probably would have been like really bad in the game if I had just kept on to it, but here nor there. I think I'm gonna go back and add a little bit of that bronzer on my nose now that I know not to go too deep in. So far, I'm really liking the face. I'm still undecided what I'm going to do with the bottom of my eyes, so I'm just going to continue with the face, and then we'll come back to that. I'm just going to ever so gently. Man, she picks up some color. Let me tell you, I promise you, I only like dabbed into it. I think we have successfully snatched our nose. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue with face. we have the new blush from Benefit Cosmetics. This is their Butterfly Blush. If you are on TikTok, you probably have seen this, and this blush was all over there, and it was like looking like the perfect orange blush. And if you watched my other latest video for the ginger fever, I go through like these phases where I get obsessed with like one style of makeup, and like a couple weeks ago that was orange makeup, and so I was like, oh, new orange blush, gotta go ahead and pick that up. So I think this is gonna be a hitter. So I'm just going to continue story time while I put this blush on. So the next question asks, what do I miss about California? And of course, if you're new here and you don't know, I am originally a California native. I lived there literally the whole first 29 years of my life, and I've just recently relocated to Houston as of this year. And I grew up in a small town for the biggest portion of that life, and for the most part I just felt stuck. I felt really like just in a box. I have like these big dreams, and I just felt like being in that box I wasn't going to be able to reach all of them. So that was like one of my motivators for leaving California. And then unfortunately, of course, my best friend of over a decade passed away from COVID, and one of the things we used to do was sit and talk about all of the things we wanted to do, right? And how we were gonna do it in here, we're gonna do it in there. And we unfortunately always had excuses of why we didn't do stuff. And then it was like he up and passed away, and I was just like, I don't know, it like lit a spark in me, and I was like, I can't just keep living this way, you know. I can't keep saying I want to do something and I just don't do it. So literally I was like, you know, I gotta go explore my horizons. And Houston, of course, is known for its big influence in the beauty world. So it was like between this and Atlanta, I figured this would be a good start to try. I have never lived again anywhere outside of California, and especially nowhere outside of the small town that I used to live in. So I wanted to try my best to blend in a environment where I was able to achieve everything I wanted to do in life. And so far, Houston has opened me with welcome arms, and I am really grateful for that opportunity. So if I had to say I miss anything about California, number one is the Chinese food, okay? I'ma say it, okay? Houstonians, don't get on my back about this, but y'all don't know nothing about no good Chinese food, okay? If y'all want some good Chinese food, y'all need to go to California, in particular to Inglewood, okay? On Queen Street, I can't even tell you the name of this Chinese restaurant because they've changed it like 5 times. But if I can say I miss anything in California, it is that Chinese food spot in Inglewood on Queen Street. I have been craving it since I've been here. I am specifically going back to California, and the moment I land in LAX, I'm going to Inglewood to get me some Chinese food, okay? That's the only thing I think I miss out here. Houston has barbecue, Houston has Tex-Mex, Houston has all these other southern food, Chinese food, absolute zero. Absolute 1 out of 10 stars. I've tried about 5 or 6 restaurants, and there's no Chinese food like home. I'm sorry, okay? I said it, whatever. That's probably the one thing I do miss. What I miss about the least is literally always having to fight to survive. And I mean that as far as California may be the most liberal of states, but they're gonna make you pay for it, okay? Like, I can only imagine if I was out there with the job that I had, doing what I was doing, and then having to worry about paying $7 for gas. Like, not saying that inflation is not hitting us everywhere. Obviously, I feel it here too. I feel kind of personally victimized that I moved here and then all of a sudden gas prices started going up. But $4 is kind of what I'm used to. It's terrible, but $4 is what I was used to living in California. But I can only imagine having my rent go up 35%, or even like before I moved, I actually owned a house, having my taxes go up just for the same land that I've been living on for the last year, like now. So least of all, it's literally that feeling. It was like, no matter what I did, no matter how many jobs, and I tell you, there was one point in time where I was working 3 different jobs and doing makeup on the side, and I was still living paycheck to paycheck, and I was just like, I absolutely cannot, like, I cannot do this. I don't even know how y'all do it single, and I have kids and a family, and I was just like, that whole rat race doesn't do it for me. So that's my thing. Anything, again, I miss Chinese food. I don't miss having to struggle to live, because we want to say we live in California. There's legal tree other places. That's all I'm saying. This blush really did it for me though. And then it has like ever so soft shimmer to it. So I don't even think I really need a highlighter at this point. I wanted to show you guys this other product I picked up, but I don't know. It's already like, I feel warm. I feel like a butterfly. I do. I feel warm and giddy, and I just want to just fly away and be free. And it's working so well with this purple that I accidentally put on, but I'm in love with it. Oh, it's great. So again, all the products that I am putting on in between the new products, I will make sure they are listed. I want to just, of course, give focus to the products that are new. So I'm just going to go ahead and start adding my mascara, and then I will throw on my lashes. So I technically haven't bought any new lashes, however, I did do some of a small lash haul, and these lashes that I bought are from FineDripLashes. And literally, I found her on TikTok, right? Literally just scrolling, and one of her videos caught my attention, and I just I don't know, took a leap of faith, and these have literally become my favorite lashes. And mind you, she took like a small sabbatical, and when I say I stalked homegirl, okay, I'm not ashamed to say it, I stalked homegirl, and I was like, madam, I need some more of your lashes. So anytime I am purchasing lashes, she is my number one. Most of the lashes I feature here in my most recent videos are from her brand. They are so comfortable, they are affordable, okay? Let's start there. They are affordable and they are of good quality. So I cannot brag on her enough. And mind you, she's like a sweetheart, okay? I don't even know her personally, but we're best friends on Instagram. That's all I know. Like, that's probably one of my favorite people on social media. So I am just featuring her for today's lashes. Again, I think I bought like 10 pairs of her lashes the last order I put in. So these are the style Extra and Luxe. I think I'm gonna go in with the style Luxe for today, only because I want to keep the attention on the makeup. I don't want too much eyelashes. These are a little bit more fluffy. Thought I was gonna do something more wispy with my original idea, but I think these are nice. They're like perfect, simple lashes, and I just want to go ahead. So I think I'm gonna put those on today. So I'm gonna put my lashes on, and then we'll continue the questionnaire. All right, so lashes are on. I really do love this eyelash brand. So we like got through this makeup look really fast. I think I finally know what I'm gonna do with the bottom part of my eyes. So I'm just gonna go ahead and add some of these like shimmer greens to the bottom, and then I'm gonna pop this gold glitter shade on my inner corners. We're gonna go ahead and get started with that. So one of the next questions I received was, what is the biggest red flags for a girl? And I was a little confused on this question, and it just could be me because, you know, I'm a little like, I wasn't understanding if it's what was being asked was what's the biggest red flags in a girl, like if you're interested in a girl, or what's the biggest red flags for a girl when someone's trying to talk to them. So I was like, I'll just answer both. I'm gonna be quite honest. I am what you might call emotionally damaged. So honestly, right now, everybody to me is a red flag. I'm not gonna lie to you. You could be the nicest, the sweetest, the cutest, whatever. Right now, I don't believe anybody. So I don't know what you want to do with that information. Everybody's a red flag. I feel like if you're a human, you're a red flag. I just have like zero interest in even talking to anybody, any type of romantic or anything more than just a platonic relationship. I have zero interest in it. Talk to me, give me like 6 months and ask me that question again. Then maybe I'll have like a better answer for you. Because literally, I have like nothing for you. And mind you, you know, this is my own healing journey or whatever, but that's just me. There's no point in me trying to waste anyone's time when I myself is not open. I'm sorry that I couldn't answer this question correctly because I'm not there yet. I really like how this green came out. Oh, I'm so in love with this palette. This was a nice little pickup. I think this is $44 well spent. So there was a little bit more fallout with the metallic shades, but I mean, it wasn't too bad. I think because I had some more of that excess powder, but otherwise, really excited about this. Really happy for this. So one of the next products that I bought, and this is limited edition. This is the Fenty Beauty Swirl Bronze Shimmer Palette. Let me just show y'all. And again, I am opening everything out of the box. I just happened to just be on YouTube, and another one of the YouTubers that I follow actually reviewed this. And this it's not really giving like bronzer. Like this is giving very much highlighter. It's obviously has the darker shades in it. This is the shade Chocolate Swirl. And do y'all see any chocolate in here? I mean, I guess milk chocolate, but I don't know. But even just swatching it, like this one little swatch here, like that's highlighter. That's very much so highlighter. Like I can kind of see what they were getting at, but it was just giving like rich highlighter. So I was like, I'm still gonna try it. Obviously I purchased it, so let me just see how it looks. I'm gonna put it a little bit over the contour that we placed down. You just see. Yeah, like that's highlight. I ruined that bronzer and I knew it. And you know, I don't like to, I mean, obviously I watch the YouTube reviews, but I wanted to see it for myself because I was like, there's no way she would call this a bronzer. This is very much like, and it says bronze shimmer powder, but this is highlighter. Still, I think it's still cute for what it's giving, but that gave like highlight. I don't feel any more, there was no depth, there wasn't that much warmth in it. I just got straight pigment, just glitter pigment. So how was that?
Okay y'all, so I lost the whole final edits of my video, but I mean, let's keep it real. I talked your head off this entire time, so this is just me applying my lipstick, and again, everything will be listed in the description box.
Okay, so this is the finished look, and overall I am actually happy with all the products that I have picked up. I probably won't go makeup shopping for a little bit until at least, you know, Virgo season, when, you know, your girl's 30th rolls around. So I'm going to just go ahead and keep using these products, see how I can perfect them. But I mean, everything came out so great today. I'm really happy. I hope I have answered all of you guys' questions that you guys laid out for me. Let me know if we should do this again. I feel awkward sometimes just speaking on camera. That's why most of my videos are voiceovers. But I mean, I gotta break that shell eventually, right? I gotta knock out some of those insecurities because usually the biggest doubter is in my head. So if you enjoyed this video today, please make sure to give us a thumbs up. Also, if you would like to stick around and see all the beautiful looks I can create for you guys, then make sure you hit the subscribe button. Otherwise, it was so great to have you guys today, and I'll see you in my next video.